Yeah, the ISR.
ISR,
Yeah.
okay. So I just wanted to ask you to hold that code in your mind and kind of what you really reflect on what it means, you know, for you.
Yeah.
While I ask you a series of more kind of formal questions, just so we can dive a bit deeper and get a better understanding of, you know, which direction we might be able to kind of help guide you.
Okay, yeah.
By getting a greater understanding of those codes.
Yeah, perfect.
So your 3-letter Holland code is
ISR.
ISR.
Yeah.
And what do each of those letters mean to you?
Well, the realistic was pretty obvious, like that R, because I just love building and making things.
Okay.
Like, because I live on a farm and I'm always having to kind of come up with practical solutions and fix machinery and do all these sorts of things. And like, you know, if it pours rain and starts flooding somewhere, then I have to, you know, create a drain or come up with other sort of some solution or that sort of thing. And I'm like my previous careers, I was always like in an office doing paperwork, and the thought of doing that now just gives me chills. Like I just cannot even imagine doing that. So yeah, the R is really, quite heavy in my life. Just like,
You can really relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that really practical problem solving, kind of hands-on type of thing.
Okay.
The I, the investigative, well, that's really easy because I'm a true nerd at heart. I just love knowing everything, like how things work. And even like in my past careers, I've even studied while I've been working, like my whole life, like whether it's a subject related to the career I've had at the time or a completely different subject just because I've been interested in it, or, you know, something that I've been interested in. I want my career to go that way. I've just always studied. I just love knowing how everything works, and like if someone kind of just tells me something, that's not enough for me. I need to figure out who, what, why, when, how of all that type of thing. So yeah, the investigative is just, I think that's just inbuilt in me. The true nerd comes out and I just need to know everything.
Interesting that you can relate so easily to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little bit actually surprised by the S, that it was even there, the social things, because I'm not like really a social person. Like I'm quite happy to be on my own. Like even in work, I don't need to be working in a team or with like heaps of supervision. I'm quite capable and confident and like just having a job and just getting in there and doing it by myself.
Okay.
So yeah, the social really surprised me because I'm not really a people person, but I think why it's there is because I do thrive on helping people and watching them like learn and grow and all that sort of thing. And even in like every past career I've had, I've always ended up teaching it to other people and like facilitating education, and I get just a bit of a kick of seeing people learn and doing all that sort of stuff. So I think that part of the S is why it's in there, and not so much the actual like social, true meaning of social that you would normally think is in there.
That makes sense actually. When we have a look at your extroversion score, it was quite sort of below. Scored quite low on the extroversion.
So I'm not extroverted
that
at
makes
all.
sense.
Yeah, so that's probably why that extroverted social side isn't me, but the teaching and watching people grow and helping them, that's probably more in the forefront.
Your benevolent score reflects that as well. So I can really see.
Yeah, helping people. Yeah, I love it.
And so the order of the code, did that make sense to you?
Yeah, it did. So I think I am surprised that the S is higher than the R.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it really did make sense that it was like the ISR kind of looking at it. And when I do take out that sort of social part of the S, then it did make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you had to put them on a scale of 1 to 10, each of those letters, to reflect sort of how you think they feel for you, where would you locate each one?
I think
the R, for example.
For that R, I'll do the top one. So I think I would definitely be at the top, like which it was in my Holland code. So I think that would definitely be like a 9 out of 10. Because like I said, I'm a true nerd at heart, and I just need to know everything. And I think I think the S and the R would be like about a 7 out of 10, like about on par.
Okay.
Because I do really love helping people and building stuff as well. So I think they'd be sort of more level, than what it came out at. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is really interesting. And so the location of the letters on the scale are sort of quite close together then.
Yeah.
There's not much between that sort of investigative and the other two codes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I is way up the top because I do just need to know, and I like being challenged by things as well. So yeah, like at the moment doing the university assignments, like I just love them. I don't know why.
You are a true nerd.
Yeah, I am absolutely a true nerd.
Okay.
But I do like that the S is a little bit further down because the I is most definitely up at the top there, and then the S again, like as long as I can take that people part of the S out, which sounds terrible, but yeah, it's that really getting to teach person that's really important to me. So even though like I'm not a people person, like helping people and watching them learn and grow, that's the important part.
So that benevolence really.
Yeah, that side of it.
Comes through.
Yeah, and then the R, probably because is less than the I, because I need to know how things work first before I can come up with a problem for it. So I think that's why the R is just a little bit sort of further down.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can figure out why it's not working first, and then I can get my hands on it and fix it, and then that's why the R's kind of down there.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. It's an interesting interpretation of where they sit for you. And so the next question that I wanted to kind of ask you is how each of those codes are relevant, to your life right now, how they sort of come out, how they're evident.
Well, at the moment, the I is evident definitely because I'm at uni already, so I'm doing that investigative sort of thing anyway, doing the Bachelor of Counselling, and even more so now because I'm considering doing postgraduate. So yeah, and like I said, all through my career, I've always done study. So I think throughout my whole life, no matter what I've been doing, and even now into the future, I can see myself just continuing that lifelong learning, basically, just all the way through.
Wonderful.
The S, I've always taught others, like I said in my previous careers, and even now being at uni, like I'm not just doing the learning myself, like I volunteer to be tutor as well. So I tutor other students so that I can then teach the stuff that I've done quite well to other students who may be struggling a little bit. So I think that really gets that S side out of me as well. And I also volunteer a lot too. So whether it's at my son's school or being like not-for-profits, helping vulnerable people, like I've just signed up to volunteer for the Benevolence Society. Again, it's benevolence. I know. Yeah, so that S through like tutoring students and then also my volunteer work as well, which is really rewarding for me. So yeah, even the S at uni kind of wasn't enough. I kind of had to put something on the side of that as well. And then with the R, well, yeah, constantly fixing things, I'm the daughter of a builder. So yeah, it's just been all throughout my life, whatever's been wrong with the house, or if I renovate my own house, or all those sorts of things, that's just, it's just inbuilt in me. Or if I want a new kitchen table, well, I build it. I don't go out and buy sort of things. So yeah, but I think like not so much in my careers has the R been present. It's more been like on the weekends and after work and that sort of stuff that I kind of get that fulfilled in me. Yeah, I've never really had a hands-on job before. So yeah, I think that's where that kind of comes out, is on the weekends and in my hobby time type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it sounds like you're really enjoying the social aspect of your code in terms of your enjoyment of helping others and sort of combining that real value of benevolence with the social code.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's that helping people, teaching people, watching them learn, grow, just, better their lives in some way. And particularly because I've got a very privileged life as well. So I think just passing that on too does help. But yeah, it's that component of the S that, I find rewarding, not the being out at parties with people. That just freaks me out. So
really clear to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. And so, what relationship do you see between the three letters and various facets of your life? You talked a bit about how they kind of sit for you at uni. Yeah, are there any other sort of ways that you feel those codes play out for you?
Well, yeah, definitely at uni. So with the I and the S, doing the training and then also doing the tutoring as well. But yeah, in every career, like getting different qualifications and then like teaching other people, I think, and even like with my I, like if I need to know how something is done, I even like teaching my kids then why it wasn't working and what we did to fix it and all those sorts of things. And then with I, like helping them to come up with things on how to fix things and things like that. So yeah, my eldest son has just bought a new car, and so like we're even figuring out something needs to be done. So it's like, okay, well we'll just YouTube that and figure that out, and then
how resourceful.
I know, and then we get our hands on it, and then you just figure it out together, like how to do the oil change and change brake pads and batteries and all those sorts of things. So I think that is, and I think too, because I had a bit of a break from work, so I kind of stopped work and just stopped everything, and then had a couple of years off, and I really noticed in those couple of years I just wasn't satisfied, or like something just wasn't being fulfilled in me, because I wasn't doing that learning. I wasn't, especially with COVID as well, like our volunteering kind of got mixed from that. So it was within that period that I really noticed that, yeah, like I wasn't learning anything, I wasn't helping anyone, I wasn't really doing much of anything. Like I was on the farm, like fixing things, so that I was kind of being fulfilled, which was good, but that I and the S were nowhere to be seen, and I really, really missed them and struggled with them. So that's when I actually started thinking, what does my future kind of hold and what do I want to do? And that's when I thought, I'll go to university. So, and that was good, because I got that investigative, and I started learning again, and that was really good. But then, of course, that wasn't quite enough. So then, had to take on all the extra sorts of things. So just my volunteering and everything, and that was really good to see that couple of years where it wasn't present, to kind of see, okay, well, what?
Reflect on how important it actually is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what is missing in my life here? And it was definitely those couple of things.
That is a really good lesson, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think even no matter what I do in the future, like I will have to be a continual lifelong learner. And I don't know.
It sounds like you'll do that whether or not it's in the university context or just in life.
I think so. It's just part of me. So even if I don't do postgraduate or whatever I think of doing, I think I will still continually have to do that learning and just, whether it's learning or bettering myself or a combination of all of it. But I think that's just going to be inbuilt in me.
And so
what I do.
When you think about considering postgraduate studies, what are some of the things that really kind of appeal to you?
Well, it's actually interesting, because the reason I chose to do the Bachelor of Counselling was because I'm a mature age student. And I thought, well, one, maybe I'm not smart enough to do psychology. And then two, I'm old, like I may not have enough time to be able to do the Bachelor of Psychology, or whether I was good enough, all those sorts of things. So I thought, okay, well, and I really just wanted to learn something new and be able to help people. So I thought, okay, well, the Bachelor of Counselling will allow me to do that. So that's why I did that and not the psychology. But as I've gotten into it, I've actually achieved a lot better in the psychology units, more so than the counselling. So, like, still not bad in the counselling, I'm still a high achiever, but I definitely do enjoy the psychology side of things probably a bit more than the talking to people. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was thinking about doing my psychological science bachelor.
Okay.
And then maybe taking on after that like honours, and then maybe taking on after that like clinical psychology.
Just going to take a few notes.
Yeah, go for it.
So psych science.
Yeah.
Okay. Bachelor.
Yeah.
and then honours.
Honours, yeah.
And then
Masters of Clinical Psych.
clinical psych. Okay.
Yeah. Because then with the clinical psych, like I still get to work with people, but it's in a more formal way, I suppose. And then that also offers me the opportunity to be part of research teams as well.
So that really appeals.
Yeah. Yeah.
The formal kind of
Yes.
diagnostic side of things.
Yeah, I
applying
think
the
so.
knowledge that you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe even like running group education workshops for people or groups of teenagers. You know, the possibilities are endless. But I think that may kind of suit and fulfill like my I, because I'm always learning, and also my S because I can help people and tutor people, and there's also opportunities to maybe like tutor for the university for classes, so there's also that as well. And then again, like it's obviously not sustaining my R, but I can do that at home with, I'll just renovate a house to fulfill that, that's no worries at all. So yeah, I'm not so concerned about the R, it's more just, getting that I and that S